first production of Don't Drink the Water by Woody Allen. Please note that exits are located in the front and back corners of the auditorium. This production occurs in 2 acts. There'll be a brief 10-minute intermission between the first and second act. We ask on behalf of the actors on stage that you refrain from using flash photography during the performance. We would also like to make you aware that this production uses loud sound effects, including explosions and gunshots. As a courtesy to the actors and musicians, please silence or turn off your cell phones at this time. On behalf of the Planet Drama and Music Departments, thank you for attending today's production. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Союзные рощи растут. Good evening. My name is Drobny, Father Drobny. I'm a priest here in this beautiful little communist country. We're out of 4 million inhabitants, 3,975,000 are atheists, 24,000 are agnostics, and the other 1,000 are Jewish. The point is, I don't have a big following. But this is the United States Embassy of this country. 6 years ago, I ran here seeking asylum from the communist police. Outside these walls were 4 million communists determined to kill me. My choice was simple. I could stay here in the safety and warmth of your embassy, or I could go outside and attempt the biggest mass conversion in all of history. I decided, of course, to stay, and I've been living upstairs ever since. The head of this embassy is an Ambassador Jennifer F. McGee. She was put in charge here by her government because of her firm grasp of world events. Each day when she enters this room, she looks out the window, surveys the environment, and graces us all with her clarity and wisdom.
Jesus, look at all those communists.
This is, of course, typical of her ability to sum up a situation brilliantly. And Mr. Kilroy is Ambassador McGee's bright-eyed, efficient assistant.
I, the only man in the Foreign Service who knows the words to the second stanza of the Star-Spangled Banner.
All her vital memos go through Mr. Kilroy.
Mr. Kilroy, please take a vital memo. To all embassy personnel. Unless a new embassy building is purchased, we must find new ways to make room in this small mansion. It was unfortunate that when Dean Russ passed through the country last week, we were unable to put him up for the night. It was equally unfortunate that no one here recognized him. See that this does not happen again.
And this is Ambassador McGee's other assistant. Not exactly bright-eyed, not exactly efficient. In fact, he's the only man in the history of the Foreign Service who read his own lunch in a peace treaty.
I've worked in 17 U.S. embassies, some for as long as 3 weeks.
This young man has worked at this embassy for 6 months. That's the longest he's ever held one embassy job. Why? Because he's eager. He's pleasant. He's the ambassador's son.
You son from Milan? Ma'am?
Well, this is where it all begins. I better get back to my room.
Axel, because of my superior record here, the leaders of my party would like to discuss the possibility of placing my name in the gubernatorial race.
Mom, I think you make a wonderful governor. Your broad outlook appeals to militant fascists as well as psychotic liberals. Something for everyone.
Naturally, in my absence, this embassy must be ran with the same brilliant efficiency it is accustomed to when I am here.
This is a quiet little outpost. There should be no trouble.
I'll level with you, Axel. I'm tempted to leave Mr. Kilroy in charge, but it would look bad for the family image.
Mom, the Foreign Service is my whole life. Give me a chance to prove myself once and for all. What can go wrong in 2 weeks?
You were in Brazil for 2 weeks and you had them importing coffee!
Mom, I know how much this governorship means to you, and I'll see this embassy remains a credit to your record.
The only important guest we're going to have in the next 2 weeks is the Sultan of Bashir.
I'll see the Sultan gets royal treatment.
You sure will, Axel. I'm on the verge of concluding an oil deal with the Sultan that will make me a very big woman next November. Axel, most mothers start their sons in the mailroom and let them work their way up to the top. I started you on top, and you worked your way down to the mailroom.
Okay.
This embassy is a clean start for you. If it's not one letter perfect, I'll fire you. And if your own mother fires you, it's the end of the line. Goodbye.
Have a good fight, Mom. Okay. Mr. Kilroy! Mr. Kilroy!
You called.
I'm in charge of this embassy during my mother's absence, and it would mean a great deal to have your full cooperation.
Your mother should have known better than to leave in charge a man who was asked to leave Africa.
That's not fair. Some of the best men in the Foreign Service have at one time or another been recalled from another country.
Africa is a continent. You have been recalled from an entire continent. And what about Japan? You never mentioned that. Well, the Soviet Union, you covered that one up too.
I've had some bad breaks, career-wise.
And you were hugging effigy in Panama.
I admitted I was.
But you didn't say it was by your own embassy.
Hello? Yes. Yes, it's the American Embassy. No, Ambassador McGee is not here. She's on her way back to the United States. I'm Axel McGee. I'm in charge during her absence. What the hell was that?
It's the communist police. They're chasing 3 people. They look like tourists. Mr. McGee, they're running up the steps of the embassy.
We better open the front door, quickly.
We're American tourists! The communists around us, they think we're spies!
We're Americans, I swear! Willie Mays, Hershey bars, Kate Smith! I pledge allegiance to the flag!
To the Republic for which it stands! It's communist police!
It's on vacation! Run!
Where are they? Hand them over to us.
What? What did they do?
They were caught in the act of spying.
How?
They were taking pictures in a restricted area.
That doesn't make them spies. Did you see that shirt that guy was wearing? Look, what did they take pictures of?
Missile sites and rocket installations. They have seen too much. They must die!
Mr. McGee, they're setting up searchlights and machine guns around the embassy.
Look, I'm sure they didn't realize. I'll give you the film. I'll give you the whole camera.
Hand them over to us or we will drag them out and shoot them!
This embassy is United States territory. Nobody can be dragged out of here and shot without the written consent of the United States government.
Leave the premises at once. Your behavior is an extreme violation of international conduct.
Who are you?
I'm Axel McGee, and I am in charge of this embassy during my mother's absence. And I order you to leave at once. Guns or no guns, if you do not leave, Mr. Kilroy will throw you out.
Mr. McGee, something is happening!
Yes, it's on me, I know.
They're everywhere. There are soldiers surrounding the house. They're standing into the kitchen.
They're not gonna hurt you.
I can't cook if I'm being stared at. I'm that kind of person.
Who are you?
I am chef to Ambassador McGee, formerly chef at the White House, formerly chef to the Queen of England, and the King of Norway. Before that, I did very little cooking.
Don't you terrorize our help.
I had the cake in the oven. Your gunshots made it fall!
Mr. McGee, stand firm. I'll lodge a formal protest.
No, you stand firm. I'll lodge a... Look, you spy on us, and we spy on you. Why do we pretend it's so unusual?
So you do spy on us.
Huh?
How often?
All the time. It's no secret. Espionage goes on between our countries every single day. Why act so hypocritical about it?
It does, huh? And are they spies?
No. Maybe. I don't know.
How do you know? You've never saw them before.
Are you saying your country doesn't send spies in the United States posing as tourists?
So you admit they're spies.
And what if they are? That does not give you the right to enter this building illegally. You are going to start an international incident. It's not just an outrage, but a vicious and cruel attack on the whole free world. I wouldn't be surprised if France took our side.
General Kojak, I have the Foreign Affairs Office on the phone. They want to report back immediately.
He admitted they're spies.
You didn't, Mr. McGee.
Oh, well,
He admitted it. I have it all here on tape.
Well, I did, in a sense, you know. We spy, they spy.
We do nothing of the sort.
Actually, we do, if we just stop being so hypocritical about it and be honest for once.
That's enough!
We do spy.
Will you speak louder, please?
Now, don't twist my words. You come in here barging with guns, and then you wonder why such a brutal dictatorship gets a bad name.
This embassy will be surrounded from this day on. The spies will either come out, or they will spend the rest of their lives here. But first, the world will hear this confession. Goodbye for now.
How could you do it? How could you admit that they're spies?
I panicked. I lost control.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking, don't panic, don't lose control.
Yeah, you, with the vest. Why didn't you tell them we're spies?
Walter, be careful. He's always eavesdropping.
How could you tell them we're spies? They say we're spies, it doesn't matter. All of a sudden we're spies. Along what's my line? They'll never guess it.
Where's my daughter?
I'll get her. Miss Burns, bring the girl up to the
Yes,
basement.
Miss Burns, from the girl up from the basement.
What are you, his echo?
Walter, be quiet.
Those lunatics out there accuse us of spying, and this lunatic tells them yes.
If you were listening, you should know I was just trying to calm them down.
First no movie on the plane, then this.
It's a simple misunderstanding.
How simple.
If we leave the building, they tell us.
Simple enough.
Now, don't jump to conclusions. There be a trial first.
Who is this guy?
I better call your mother. Maybe I can stop her at the airport.
No, there's no need for that. I can handle a crisis.
Handle one? You are one.
A man takes his family on vacation. He wants to show them a good time. This is what we have working in our government. Then they wonder why I don't vote.
I've got to make a report.
Well, this is what you get for taking pictures.
It's my vacation. My new hobby is photography. Am I interested in their missiles and rockets? All I want to do is take some pictures.
I wonder if your photos are valuable.
He was holding the camera backwards. They're pictures of his nose.
I gotta have my head examined. Every time I listen to you, I wind up behind the 8 ball.
Oh, here we go again.
If you had listened to me, we would have taken a cabana in Atlantic Beach.
Every year it must be Atlantic Beach. What's the matter? They need you to work the time?
No, we had to go to Europe. $3,500 for 3 weeks of uninterrupted diarrhea.
What's so terrible? My brother was here last year. He had a wonderful time here.
I'm tired of living for your brother. I have to run my life by your brother. That's a hot one.
Oh, look, I understand you're upset. If I could just get some information.
Mr. and Mrs. Walter Hollander, Newark, New Jersey.
You want to know facts? Facts are, I have a 3-week vacation. I said, let's go to Atlantic Beach. You can go swimming, there's sun. You can play pinochle. No, her brother says. Go to Europe. And behind the Iron Curtain, no less. I needed this like a grown.
Aren't you interested in how the other half lives? We went with you to see the Follies Bergerie in Paris.
Are you comparing communism to those girls?
As if he'd appreciate Europe any place. We took him to Westminster Abbey. His feet hurt. We took him to St. Peter's in Rome. He got dizzy from looking up. We took him to the Louvre. Oh, I hate to tell you what happened there.
It's pronounced Louvre. Ray, that's how much you know.
In Louvre, he struck a match across the Van Gogh. Oh, I thought I'd die.
Have either of you two ever had any respiratory ailments? Wrong forms.
I have this brother, see. He's a wonderful man.
He's a Nazi.
Do you know what you're talking about?
Take my word for it, he should be wearing an armband.
Here we are, seeking asylum.
Seeking asylum? I didn't do anything. I'm a caterer from New Jersey.
I'll need your passports, but I have to get some information.
I am giving you information. It all started with my brother. Quite a lovely individual.
They should have hung him at Nuremberg.
Have you ever bought anything on credit?
My brother went to Europe last year. He had a wonderful time here. He suggested we take our daughter. It's cultural. My brother's an intellectual.
Some intellectual, like Sonny Liston.
And you're just a caterer. Nobody paid you to take pictures of anything or anything like that.
Hollander and Blackwell, finest in Newark. There's my car.
Do you work, Mrs. Hollander?
No, sir. I'm an average housewife.
Some housewife? She's a professional mahjong hustler. She even carries around her own tiles.
And you accidentally wandered into a restricted area. I mean, you didn't sneak in or anything?
I told him it looked like private property, but he had to get a photograph. He said, why, because there's guards and dogs and barbed wire? I said, yes, because there's guards and dogs and barbed wire. I mean, what do you think it was? A place that sold guards and dogs and barbed wire?
And then they chased you, and you had the good sense to come here.
My daughter had the presence of mind.
You did the right thing, Mrs. Hollander.
Sure. So you could tell them we're spies. My wife should not have to go through this. She's not a young woman.
On hand, we want to protect you, but on the other hand, we want to protect the best interests of the United States.
I always thought they went hand in hand.
I'm an old woman.
I could be old. I mean, like young old.
There's nothing to worry about.
Sure, because I'm a caterer, not a spy. Creative catering, our specialty. We were the first to make bride rooms out of potato salad.
He does lovely work. I'll give him that.
Oh, last month we did a wedding reception. We did the bride's body in jello, her head in a nice clam dip, with fruit punch spouting out of her throat. Oh, it was a class affair.
I should have this settled in a few days.
What do you think we're gonna do, live here?
But it may require some effort, but we're going to show those communists that their police-state tactics do not work. I'll have Mr. Kuwait find you some cots.
Cots? I will not sleep on a cot. I'm a dignified human being with a hernia.
Mr. Hollander, it's an emergency. But we will try our best.
I got a business. Sam Blackwell can't handle the firm. He's the inside man, I'm the outside man. It requires personality.
Mr. Hollander, was there some kind of notebook in your suitcase back in the hotel with a party list in it?
No. Oh, yes. The Levine wedding estimate.
What is that?
The Levine wedding. How many from the bride's side, how many from the groom's side, how much roast beef, how much grapefruit.
The communist police that have been working on it, they've broken the code.
What code?
Supply information and troop movements.
Troop movements? That's the Levines in the Washington. There's more Levines because she's paying for the wedding and he's like an army, but they're civilians.
It's that damn Kojak trying to frame you.
I can't stay here. This is the height of the season. I got weddings coming up. I got receptions. I got coming out parties. Sam Blackwell can't handle it by himself. He lacks my charm.
So I'll have his son come in and help out. He's over 21.
His son? Who's gonna dress him?
Your business can manage a few days.
Oh, really? You think so? And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to America. Where's my hat?
Mr. McGee, what do you think is going to happen?
Let them catch me. I'm a caterer.
This is preposterous.
They want information? I'll tell them how to make grapefruit sex.
Mr. Hollander, you can't go out there.
Let him go. Go ahead, big shot. We'll be in here if you need us. There's the front door.
Now look,
Don't think I won't.
Go ahead. Stop talking already and do it.
Miss Hollander, please don't start trouble.
You think I'm afraid of those guys?
No. Why should you be afraid? They're only secret police. They'll arrest you and torture you. What's to be afraid of?
You think I'm afraid to walk out?
No. Go ahead. Go get brainwashed. In your case, it'll probably help.
Look, I strongly urge you not to do anything rash.
Let go! Go ahead! Go!
Do you know if any of those guys belong to the Mason?
I've been hiding down in the basement.
Mr. McGee, this is my daughter Susan. She was a cesarean.
How do you do, Mr. McGee?
Excellent. Excellent.
Are we free to go home yet?
Huh?
Sure, we're free to go home. You see what's doing out there thanks to this guy? We're liable to be stuck here 3-4 days.
I'm awfully sorry for the inconvenience. I realize it's
I
terrible.
think it's fun.
It can be fun. Some people might look at this as a positive experience.
Some people bought Edsels.
We could be worse off. This place is lovely.
And what are we supposed to do about Seth?
Seth? Oh my God!
Oh, forgive her. In her panic, she's completely forgotten she gave birth twice.
I wasn't even worried about Seth. He's at camp.
Camp ends tomorrow. If we're not back to let him in, what'll happen? He'll be unsupervised. He'll run amok. He'll live in the streets. He'll rape and loot. You know our son. He takes after your brother.
I just remembered something. Susan's getting married next week.
That's right. I have a deposit on the hall.
Get married. I bet you're really anxious to get out of here.
That's a long story, Mr. McGee.
Let's not discuss it. The date's been set.
Well, we maybe need to push the date back, so you better call the owner of the Renaissance Luau and get our deposit back.
You better call Donald. He'll be worried sick.
I'll call. Mr. McGee, what's the longest anyone's ever had to stay here?
Oh. Well, we've been giving asylum to a priest who's been living here for a while.
What's a while?
Oh, you know. A while.
How long?
6 years.
6 years.
I said let's go to Atlantic Beach. We'll swim. We'll play peanut. No, my brother says. Go to Europe. May he rest in peace.
He's not dead.
He should be.
Give us a hand, Mr. McGee.
Now look, Mr. Kilroy, I've been on the phone for the past 6 hours with Washington, the UN and their embassy. The whole picture has become clear to me now.
What whole picture?
It's all over the American press. This morning, America captured this country's top secret agent, Adolf Lobert, the Gray Fox.
The Gray Fox?
They caught him posing as a student in Berkeley. Apparently, the Reds went after the first students they can find in retaliation.
Now I suppose they want to trade spies. Adolf Lobert for the Hollanders.
Washington won't hear of it. They're outraged.
I wonder if that's the way it's going to be from now on. Every time we arrest one of their spies, they arrest one of our caterers.
Mr. Hollander, in all of my years of culinary genius, I have never once heard of an acai bowl.
I better go help the chef. Mr. Hollander is driving her crazy. He hates European food.
Mr. McGee, are you aware the Sultan of Bashir is due here Friday? I suggest we postpone it for a more auspicious moment.
Nonsense. I should have this all cleared up by Friday.
And if you don't?
If I don't, then business will go on as usual. I am in charge of this embassy.
Oh, Mr. McGee, may I please speak with you?
Certainly. Mr. Kilroy, please.
Mr. McGee, I hope you're not upset by my parents.
Upset?
They're really sweet people. They just have their own way of expressing themselves. Don't let their form of communication throw you.
You don't have to explain parents to me. I have 2 parents. I had 2 parents. My father's in court trying to disown me.
Mr. Kilroy explained to us that your mother is Ambassador McGee.
Did he also tell you that if I don't make it here, I'm finished?
Oh, it's not that bad. Everybody makes mistakes. Every time I pick up the papers, I read about another diplomatic crisis cropping up somewhere in the world.
Have you realized that my name is in every single article?
Funny, you're just the opposite of Donald.
Who's Donald?
He's my fiance. He's so confident and totally in command.
Well, you know, I'm confident and in command, too. International blunders.
Well, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm beginning to like it here.
You know, it's awfully sweet of you to take that attitude. I really appreciate it.
I mean it. It's very exciting and romantic. Most people spend their entire lives without anything like this happening to them.
So your father keeps telling me.
Danger stimulates me. You know how many babies were born in England in World War II as a result of the Blitz?
Well, if it's danger you want. Take a look out there. Must be 24 professional killers.
It's hard to see much.
Here, I'll knock off the light.
Oh, sure. Look at them out there. They've got machine guns. Are you married, Mr. McGee?
Something about my work. I don't usually get to meet single, attractive, American women.
Oh, you don't have a girlfriend or someone back home?
My work causes me to travel around a lot, suddenly. And what do? Are you a model, an actress, or something?
No. I danced in the New York City Center Ballet, and I was a folk singer, and I worked in a coffee house in Greenwich Village.
Waitress?
No, I repaired motorcycles. My big interest now is painting.
No kidding, I paint. But you'd really hate my work, though. It's all very abstract. I stand back, and I splash oil all over everything. Then I run over it with my sneakers, and I stick my lunch on it. In fact, my lunch once came in second in a show named Cape Cod.
I adore abstract art.
Really? Well, I'm a big Jackson Pollock man. His drippings best express my mental state. You know, if you're interested, I could show you a small statue I made out of old automobile parts and a bedpan.
I love it.
You know, you're really very pretty.
Thank you.
Forgive my intrusion, Mr. McGee, but I must know, what is the decision for dinner?
What's the problem?
It's him,
Who?
Mr. Hollander.
Be nice to him. I'll see you at dinner.
Mr. McGee, every dish I name, he says no.
Does he have any suggestions?
It is 4,000 miles away from the United States. 8 o'clock at night. This is a communist country. Where do you expect me to find Sara Lee coffee cake?
What kind of place is this?
Oysters!
I will not eat oysters. They're alive when you eat them. I want my food dead. Not sick, not wounded, dead.
It's too late to get anything new. How about a very nice piece of veal?
You must be joking.
What's wrong with the veal? My recipe is one of the greatest secrets of European cooking.
Oh, really? Let's keep it that way.
Mr. McGee, I have very little. If I could have known, I wouldn't get to the market. The soldiers were outside.
Mr. Hollander, please try to understand. Our menu here is particularly elaborate because we entertain guests from around the world.
All I want is a plain piece of boiled chicken.
Walter, where did you go off to?
You know I can't get a decent meal here.
Oh, I'll go in the kitchen and make you something.
Madam, how do you live with this man? Do you force feed him?
Don't worry, I know what he likes.
I warn you, madam. Nobody has ever been in my kitchen before. If you do anything to spoil the order of my spice rack, I don't know what I'll do. You hear me? I don't know what I'll do.
It's good to know our food's being cooked by an outpatient.
I spoke to Barney Silverman on the phone.
Did you tell him not to pick us up at Newark Airport with the station wagon because we may be 6 years late?
Mrs. Hollander, I didn't want to talk about your phone use. Naturally, you are free to use it. If you could just limit your calls to a few dozen.
Ha! This is nothing to her. She used to alert everyone in Newark, individually, like Paul Revere.
I called the clients and they'll take care of Seth until we get back.
You couldn't find a worse couple?
What's wrong with the clients?
They have orgies.
How do you know?
I catered one.
Dad, hey, look who I met.
Father Jobney, what brings you down here?
I heard so much commotion and I met this young lady in the hall upstairs.
Well, these are the Hollanders. They came here today much in the same way you did, 6 years ago.
Are you, what do they call nowadays? Refugees?
Refugees? Do you know how much I paid for this shirt?
We were at the Vatican. We saw your boss. If it's for me, I'm free to talk.
Hello? Yes. I better take this inside. Excuse me a minute.
He's got a little tiny room on the top floor, and he practically never leaves it.
Don't you go crazy?
Well, I'm a guest through the courtesy of your government, and I don't wish to make myself a nuisance.
Can't you ever leave here?
Only if there was some drastic change in national policy. Oh, sure, I have many friends who would love to help me to escape. But I feel it is my duty to someday return and lead my people once again.
But until you lead your people, you stay in your room.
Well, in recent years, I have developed a little hobby that helps to pass the lonely moments.
What do? Father Drobny is a magician.
I've been practicing magic for years. Yes!
That's a wonderful hobby.
Sir, pick a card. Go ahead, pick a card. I'm not forcing.
It's all I needed!
Come on, Dad, be a sport.
Go on, pick a card.
Walter, don't be rude.
Jack of spades.
Wrong, 7 of clubs.
Damn it!
Father Drobny has all kinds of interesting things up there, don't you, Father?
Oh, doves. I have white doves. I raised them myself. I transformed them before your very eyes.
Why don't you grab some of your things? I'd love to see them.
Really? Would you all?
Of course we would. Wouldn't you, Walter?
Of course! Why do you think I had us trapped here?
I'll be right back. An audience. An audience! I'll do the rings, my silk handkerchief production, and those vanishing billiard balls.
Terrific! It's the Ed Sullivan Show!
I'll be right back. Don't go away.
Don't go away.
Imagine practicing magic in your room for 6 years. What about us, Walter? What if the same thing happens to us?
Where do you compare? We're innocent tourists, he's a priest. I'm sure the guy could get out of here if he made some effort, but you know how it is with those guys. The one that suffers the most gets a promotion.
Mr. Hollander, I think we've solved your dinner problem.
What?
The chef is making you hair.
What?
Hair.
What's hair?
Rabbit?
Pardon me?
Hair is rabbit.
It's the closest thing to chicken the chef could find.
Rabbit?
It's delicious.
What? Rabbit?
You don't ask, he'll eat whatever you put in front of him.
You mean a rabbit like Peter Rabbit?
I told you it was chicken. You wouldn't know the difference.
I will not eat my furry friends! It's like eating squirrels. Look, can't you order around? There must be a Chinese restaurant in this town.
It's only bring the small things, kind of. But it'll be enough for the first few hours of the show.
How long does the show last?
I want to go home.
Madam, I've waited for this moment for years. Years! Oh God. What miracle shall I start with?
I don't know. Can you walk on water?
My son is 12 years old. I won't see him again till he's 18.
As you can plainly see, I have nothing of my robes.
Isn't it wonderful, Walter? A tricky priest.
I have nothing in my cage. And I have nothing in my cylinder. Now watch closely. I shall take this white dove and place it in here and in here. Say the magic words. And where there was previously a dove. Voila! Where's the rabbit? I had the rabbit in here somewhere. Where's the rabbit?
How would you like it,
No, just a minute. This is the United States Embassy, and I need to run it like once.
the lights. Okay.
Kodak, your threats of espionage are ridiculous. They are tours. We're not going to turn them over to you. No, we're not going to wait them out. They've been staying here for 5 days, and they're prepared to stay 5 years if necessary. Don't threaten me. And don't threaten them. You know, you're only doing this because we captured Adolf Lopert, your illustrious gray fox. Hello? Hello?
Boy, they're stinkers.
Mrs. Halder, could you please remove that ironing board?
Where else am I supposed to iron? Every time I go in the kitchen, the chef starts to cry.
Everyone could just go back to their rooms.
How much can a person keep in a cloakroom? Look, I'm worried about Walter. First, he wrote his congressman and he got back a mimeograph form letter. Then he wrote his senator and he got back a mimeograph form letter. Then he wrote our son and he got back a mimeograph form letter. I am okay. I am eating. I am getting plenty of rest. I will consider any suggestions you make. Your loving son, Seth.
That's because he writes him 3 letters a day. He worries about your son too much. There's no need to send him food from Europe. Now please, remove the ironing board.
Hello, Walter. Did you see that? I said hello, Walter. Did you see the look he gave me? Hello, Grouch!
He should be here any minute.
Who should?
The Sultan of Bashir. What did you forget?
Wasn't that postponed?
I suggested a postponement, but you assured everyone that you would have matters settled and that business would proceed as usual.
Hell, let me think.
You know, the Sultan's a dictator and a very temperamental man. Any little ripple could put your mother's oil deal, and I'd hate to be in your shoes if that happens.
Maybe I can call him and delay it.
I got a telegram this morning. Sam Blackwell caters a Sweet 16 party.
I don't want to hear about it.
He gets a special price on the meats.
I'm not listening.
Doesn't use our regular guy, you hear? Tries to buy cheap.
I'm not interested.
4 guests go home that night. What happens? They get food poisoning.
Oh my God!
They're in the hospital because he looks for bargains.
I'll bet they're suing!
Aha! Now you want to hear.
Are they?
I don't want to tell you.
Tell me.
No, it's not a good question. I tell you.
Tell me.
A foggy day in London town. It's had me low.
You know what you are, Walter? You're a sadist.
Why? A minute ago, you weren't interested.
I'm not interested.
You're not? Good. A foggy day in London town.
Crouch! Are you going to answer me?
Are they suing? Is that what you asked? Are they suing? No, Marion, they're not suing. They're not suing. We're suing them for low resistance to tainted meat.
Walter!
That's all they're doing! What do you expect from poison people?
Oh my God!
If I had Sam Blackwell here, I'd crush his head.
Be thankful that nobody died.
Yes, Marion. We're thinking of making that our slogan. Not now with the magic tricks.
I don't know how Houdini used to do this.
Don't listen to him, Father. I think it's marvelous that a man of the cloth has a hobby besides just God.
A man builds a catering firm for 20 years. He goes away and leaves his partner in charge. He begins poisoning customers. I'm working with Lucrezia Borgia.
Have faith in the Lord, my son.
Oh, I have faith in the Lord, Father. I have faith. I think you hear me now.
Yes, hold it. It's Newark for you. Must be Sam Blackwell. Be nice. We all make mistakes.
Hello? Yes? Yes, this is he. Go on. Hello, cretin. How are you, cretin? Poison any more people, cretin? How many? 2 more killed over. They're dropping like flies. Hello? Murderer! I can't hear you, Blackwell. What the boy say? We have a case, huh? Blackwell, when I get back to the States, I'm gonna rent a car and run you over. You understand? Hello? I can't hear you, Blackwell. I can't understand you. Overseas operator, I can't understand the murderer. Blackwell, you're finished as a caterer. You've mixed your last fruit compote.
Oh. Woohoo! Mr. McGee, Mr. McGee! This man, she has arrived! Oh my god! Mr. McGee, Mr. McGee!
What do we got here? Lawrence of Arabia?
You're ignorant. That's the Sultan of Bashir.
What are you doing? Hanging around the UN building all day, picking up Middle Eastern royalty?
I am His Royal Majesty, ruler of the people of Bashir. I am here to see Ambassador McGee.
How do you do?
These are my wives.
Hello. May I take your veils?
I'm Walter Hahn. Drop me. You'll have a heart attack. You're not a young man.
Excuse me, Your Majesty.
I am a guest of Ambassador McGee's.
I hope you didn't have any trouble getting around the soldiers around the embassy. Walter and I are wanted.
Wait a minute. I know where I read about a Sultan of Bashir recently. Didn't you guys have some sort of uprising or something?
Huh?
Yeah, didn't you have some sort of revolution or something?
Where is the ambassador?
Sure. You fired all those workers. I read about it. That wasn't nice what you did to those people. They were protesting peacefully.
There are 2 sides to that affair, my friend.
What sort of 2 sides? A few poor workers go on strike. You gotta fire them?
If you could see them, they are vermin. There's no other way to teach them.
Walter, why are you talking about something you know nothing about?
I don't know politics? No. What's the matter with you? Don't you read the papers? This guy fires his people like you use your planet.
You're in a bad mood.
I did not come here to be received by a pair of dogs. Where's the ambassador?
You know, I always read things in the paper, and I get frustrated because being a little shot from New Jersey, I never get the chance to express my opinions to a real big shot.
Nobody asked you.
Your Majesty! Forgive us. I will not stay here unless I receive an apology from your government.
Mr. Hollander, leave this room at once.
Oh, what's your trouble?
Walter, you're in a very bad mood this morning. Let's go.
I'm not going anyplace. I pay taxes. Why, because this bum has some oil wells?
Your Majesty, please come and sit.
You are an insolent swine!
I'll have a shot in the chops. He'll have to bandage him in his own clothes.
Don't threaten me, you pig!
What's this guy doing here anyway?
That is none of your business.
This is my business. I pay taxes. This building is run with my money.
Walter, butt out!
I don't like the idea of my government doing business with this guy.
That is something for the government to decide.
I am the government!
He's the government!
What do you think the government is? It's little people like you and me. Well, maybe not.
I have never been insulted in such a manner.
Your Majesty, please, we beg for your forgiveness.
Take a walk, fatso. That's how the country is in trouble. Deal with guys like him.
In your opinion?
Yeah. Read Walter Lippmann.
I did not come here to be humiliated. The relation between us are to act and
Your Majesty, please forgive us.
And every time you bring somebody into this house who's a bum like him, they get the same. Come on, Harry.
You know, for somebody who cheats on his income tax, you certainly are a big shot.
He's on
I know those people.
Mom? Mom? It's not my fault. Mr. Hollander insulted him. But Mom, you said it would look bad for the family image if we put Mr. Kilroy in charge. Yes, Mom. Yes, ma'am. Goodbye.
I'll start right away on a spy trade. Hard luck, McGee, but those are the break.
Hi, Axel. I brought you a drink. I thought you might need one.
Why does it always happen? What do I do? You know what? I'm gonna kill myself. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kill myself.
Axel, what happened?
I am a failure. I am 30 years old and a failure. And not just a little failure, a big failure. Like the World's Fair.
Have a drink.
Oh, Jesus. I've been relieved of my command by Kilroy, and the United States Weather Bureau has declared me a disaster area.
You really do care about your job, don't you?
I guess it's hard to understand. It's just odd about everything.
I understand. It's hard being the son of a famous person.
Susan, do you know that when I was 10 years old and I did something wrong, my father used to beat me with a copy of Time magazine with my mother's picture on the cover?
Oh, Axel, I don't find you a failure. Maybe you're just in the wrong field. Maybe in some other business you'd be a genius.
Sure. There's such a thing as a failure business. I'd have chainsaws. What does your fiance do?
He's a lawyer.
I know it's none of my business, but you don't seem wildly enthused over the prospect of getting married.
I'm not getting married. I haven't told my parents yet, but I have told Donald. Donald's bright and very handsome, but not for me.
I see. Your father must be disappointed then.
Oh, he's gonna have a stroke. He adores Donald, and compared to the kinds of boys I almost married, he's the answer to a father's prayer.
Have you almost married often?
A few times, and always the type that would turn my father's hair gray. A manic depressive jazz musician, a draft dodger, a deep rock priest.
Boy, you must really hate the suburbs.
If I'm gonna tie myself down for life, I want someone...
Single and successful.
No, I want a little action.
You know, that's what I meant. You don't want anyone too stable and successful.
The truth is, you never know what you want. You think you want a certain type, and then you meet somebody who has nothing of what you want. And for some unexplainable reason, you fall in love with them.
I know. I once wrote a poem about that.
A poem? Actually, you're a latent creator. Is the place still heavily surrounded?
Oh, yes. Why don't we go look?
Look at the stars. You can see the Dipper, see?
Oh! Sorry. You know, the air is so clear this time of year.
I love fall. It's the most exciting time of year. It's the start of everything.
I love winter, because I love to ski.
I've never gone skiing, but I'm mad for the idea.
You know, maybe after this is all smooth over, I could take you skiing. I really like it. It's very romantic. I broke my pelvis once.
Well, it's getting late. I'd better go to bed. Good night, Axel. It was fun talking to you.
Thanks for the drink.
Whoa! Excuse me.
No, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? No.
I gotta go. I'm flying.
Damn it! Why can't I do anything right?
Son, we'll be home tonight. That's right, boy. We're being traded for a communist spy. A big spy. Oh, it's a terrific thing. You read about it in the papers. Is there anything you want us to bring you? Anything from here? You want us to take some pictures. We'll see you later. Don't forget to thank Mrs. Klein. I called Donald last night.
You called Donald? Don't you think that's Susan's business?
I feel she neglects him. Besides, I want to establish good relations with my future son-in-law.
What did he say?
He wasn't home. My future attorney was in court, suing a slum landlord. The boy is a poet.
I called Barney Silverman. He rented the station wagon again.
Good. On the way home, you can drop me off at work.
You're not coming home first?
What for?
You're going directly from Europe to work?
Why not?
Are you crazy?
I'll help with the unpacking when I come home at 7.
You haven't seen our apartment in 6 weeks.
Who was there to change it?
Man hasn't seen his apartment in 6 weeks. He's going to work first.
It's a Thursday! I always work Thursday!
The business can't wait another day?
What do you care?
I cash in our mutual funds. Will you see a psychiatrist?
All packed?
It was clever of Mr. Kilroy to arrange that spy exchange, Axel.
Yes, he's very efficient. He's lined up a party for the Sultan of Bashir this weekend, and I'm sure he'll smooth that situation over just as well as he did this one. I guess I'm just having.
I'd still rather be you.
I'm gonna miss you, Susan.
If you're ever in Newark.
At the rate I'm going, it could happen.
Axel, I'm sorry about the other night.
You're sorry?
I'm sorry I got so shaken up. It was something I wanted you to do, and when you did it, I got shaken up.
I wish we could have spent some time together.
So do I. Well, at least you still have your job.
Yeah.
I can't understand you. They've been so nice to us here. How could you stick their towels in your suitcase?
It's habit. I was deprived as a child.
You sure it's safe to go out there?
It's all been carefully worked out. Jack will accompany you to the plane.
You took your hairdryer out of Miss Burns' office?
We came to say goodbye and wish you the best of luck.
Yes, it is a pity you're leaving.
You know, Chef, if you ever need a job, I could probably get you one. At chock-full of mice.
Mr. Hollander, I may as well tell you, the veal you had last night was eel, and you cleaned your plate.
Look in the vase next to the dining room table.
Oh, bless you all. You have all made my life so much richer. 5 of diamonds.
Right. They're all 5 of diamonds!
General Kojak has arrived.
So, we finally meet face to face.
Yeah, we don't hold a grudge.
Sure, you can't with the H-bomb.
Let bygones be bygones.
Criminals against the state!
Take it easy, lady. You'll live longer.
Only for Adolf Lopert's secret box would our government do this.
McGee, will you check to make sure the Hollanders haven't left anything?
I think there's a couple of cartons upstairs.
I'd better make sure Walter packed his passport. Wouldn't it be a scream if you had to spend the rest of your life on Ellis Island?
Mr. Kilroy, there's a phone call for you, and it's urgent. It's Ambassador McGee's private line.
If I could have my way, you and all those like you would hang in the public square as an example to all of the enemies of the state.
Kojak, when was the last time somebody gave you a hug?
I have men who have worked for the Gestapo during the war. 1 hour at their disposal, and you would tell everything.
Tell what? Who's got what to tell?
Admit it! You are a filthy American spy.
Who? What?
Admit it!
Who?
Admit it!
What?
Admit it!
Okay, I admit it! If it makes you happy, I admit it. I'm not a caterer. I'm not from New Jersey. She's not my wife. She's a U-boat commander. You happy? You think you're so clever. Yeah, nothing. This was my easiest caper since the Kowalski wedding.
I will kill you myself!
I wouldn't try anything if I were you. We're all trained in karate. You know
If my hands were not tied by stupid red tape, I would have my men come in here right now and drag you out!
it's Riley, doesn't it? You like to bully people, don't you? When we get back to the States and I tell the papers how we made monkeys out of you, you'll be the laughing stock of the secret police. I wouldn't be surprised if they took away your disguise kit.
You will die. I will see to it, if I must do it with my bare hands.
Don't make a move or I'll blow you to pieces.
You're bluffing.
Oh yeah, big shot?
You fool. That's a finger.
Ah, it may look like a finger, but it's actually a flesh-colored 45 with 2 joints, a knuckle, and a little hair.
Walter, I'm ready to go.
Me too. You got anything?
I have finally convinced the authorities to let me use my own method of dealing with you. This trade has cheated me out of that and has saved your lives. But we will meet again.
The deal is off.
Oh, jeez. What?
We have just received word from our intelligence. Adolf Lopert is dead.
Dead?
He has hung himself in his cell.
Dead? Adolf Lopert is dead?
He's dead. He's not alive. He's dead. Oh man, am I in trouble?
The gray fox dies by his own hand. I must return to my office immediately. So we shall meet again, and soon.
Walter, what are we going to do?
We're not going home?
I was not.
He had to pick the day to hang himself. He couldn't wait till the weekend. It's a holiday weekend.
See, and you wanted to rush off to work. I better call Barney Silverman.
I'll feel drowsy.
Drowsy?
I already took a Dramamine. It's a half hour before takeoff. They caught him 5 weeks ago. He had all this time, and he picks today to hang himself. And this morning yet.
He didn't even have breakfast yet. It's before 5 a.m. See what happens when you don't eat. Well, we better start unpacking.
I'll call Seth and tell him to go ahead with his application to the foster parents' home.
What makes a man kill himself?
What do you expect from a gray fox?
Is that really a name for a grown-up person?
Well, you wanted us to spend more time together.
You think it's possible? Oh boy! Marion! Come quickly! She's tasting the failure!
While you are all out mingling, the Hollanders have been living here nearly 2 weeks now, and everyone is really feeling the strain. Mrs. Hollander, for example, has nothing to do, so she goes around all day and cleans the embassy.
I've waxed every floor in the house today twice, even the ones with wall-to-wall carpeting.
It's nice to be clean, but a lot of floor waxing is admittedly a dangerous thing.
Damn living room floors.
Susan and McGee feel a different kind of strain.
I wish there was some place we'd go to be alone.
Your father watches us like a hawk. Last night, when he thought we were going to meet in the dining hall, he sat there, squatting motionless, put a throw pillow on his lap, and pretended to be a chair.
You're kidding.
No, I sat on him.
Mr. Hollander's behavior seems a little bit extreme. It's only because he's a man torn between a failing business, a failing future son-in-law, and a 12-year-old boy that he misses very much.
Dear Seth, don't forget to dress warm and eat slowly. Chew your food carefully and go to bed early. And stay away from women. You see what happened to me?
After thinking it over very carefully and weighing the pros and the cons, I had a long talk with Mrs. Hollander and Susan about the only way to see their home again. Escape!
Did Father John speak with you about an escape?
Yes, I think it's a wonderful idea.
Did you suggest it to Mr. McGee?
Not yet. I'm waiting till the moment's right. Did you suggest it to Daddy?
I wouldn't dare. You know how he hates to take me any place.
Hello, McGee.
Hello, Father. I didn't want to alarm anyone, but I don't like what's going on out there. This morning there were just a few pickets. The number's been growing, and now there's dozens, and some look too old to be students.
Let's see. Well, some are definitely not students. Some are communist agitators.
Well, just how ominous are those anti-Hollander signs they're carrying?
Is it a safe place to hide the Hollanders in case of serious rioting?
Serious writing? What do you have in mind?
Oh, the usual. Stoning, looting, fires.
Stoning, looting, fires. My life is like the Old Testament. The only thing I've been able to avoid thus far is locusts.
McGee, the Hollanders are enemies of the state. Krojack has many followers who stop at nothing. If they choose to, they will come in here and get the Hollanders out.
Kilroy doesn't understand the danger of these things. He lacks my experience getting stoned and spit at. I better call my mother direct and let her know there might be trouble.
I want to speak to you.
Later, Mr. Hollander.
All of a sudden, it's goodbye successful lawyer, hello psychotic diplomat.
It's her own life, Walter. She's 23.
Who says it's not her own life? I just want her to do the right thing, that's all.
So
what I tell her is the right thing. This guy is what we call down in the pool room a loser.
he's a Yale graduate.
Yale makes mistakes too.
Walter, don't get involved.
This is the worst prospect she's ever had. I like even the draft doctor she was going with before Bennett because he at least was a success. He beat the draft. Something.
I mean, I remind you that when I married you, your future wasn't too secure.
That's different. Where do you compare? I have a joie de vivre.
What good is security if she's not happy?
Where does happiness come into it? I'm talking about marriage. When you get married, you give up happiness. All of a sudden, Donald can't make her happy? He's an attorney. He has court cases. He'll fill out briefs. There's mortgages. There's litigations. It's romantic.
She was always a little lukewarm about Donald, I felt. I didn't want to say anything. Hey, what are you doing with the stove?
Is this a stove?
It's a pot-bellied stove. You think Europe has central heating?
I could nail nuggets in it.
What is that? It must be those pickets outside.
Be careful, Marion. I thought there was only a few.
Walter, look what's going on out there. It's a regular demonstration. Oh my God! They have a cloth dummy that looks like you and they're burning it!
Maybe they think I'm a football coach?
Walter, this isn't a joking matter. They have big black ugly signs with our names on them.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but things will never hurt me.
Walter, they have sticks and stones!
Come on, out the window!
What was that? They're shooting and throwing bricks through the window. Mr. Kilroy got hit in the head with one, and he's lying on the hall floor muttering something about aviation.
Okay. Everybody, remain calm! Okay, now you can panic.
Dr. Ryan!
McGee! 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 Come quickly, we have the usual riot!
Walter, what are we going to do?
Try not to get shot!
Can you go outside and address them?
I said let's go to Atlantic Beach! We'll swim, we'll play pinochle!
Is everybody all right?
What's this?
No, that's a time bomb! Don't break down! The sun is touch! The place is placed sky high!
Don't everybody come near me!
They're running away!
Everybody out of the room quickly!
Walter, keep calm!
I'm calm. Who's Walter?
Dismantle! Dismantle!
Axel, be careful!
My leggings!
What is it, Walter? I'll scratch it!
Everybody out of the room! Now!
What about you?
Look out the window! We'll see me passing over the house any minute!
Come on, Susan. There's no sense in all of us getting trembling from wind.
Oh, thanks, Marion.
There! It's dead. I did it.
My heart sounds like a discotheque.
Who tells you to pick up strange objects?
That's how I met you!
Has anyone been hurt?
No. Is everyone else all right?
Mr. Kilroy got hit in the head with a brick. He must have a concussion. He thinks he's the Wright brothers.
Right. Lodge a complaint at the ministry and report this to Washington. Tell them I tried to reach them, but my mother's on a yacht somewhere in the damn Caribbean.
Come quickly, Wilbur. I'm coming, Orville. I'm telling you, Wilbur, we can do it. Do what? Get those machines to fly. Orville, you're crazy. Yes, so are you. Let's grab the kitty on Friday and put it in the air. We'll do it, both of us. But what if it doesn't work, Orville? Wilbur, we must try it and stop this arguing. Orville, you always were Mother's favorite. Ah. Damn it, Orville.
Take Mr. Kilroy up to his room and call the doctor immediately. We may have to take him to the hospital.
You better get him twin beds.
Come on, Walter, we better give Miss Burns a hand. We may be next.
In the absence of my superiors, I have no choice but to give myself a battlefield commission. Until further notice, I'm in charge of this embassy.
How exciting!
If I could figure out what to do, that'd be helpful.
I can.
You can? What do you have in mind?
Axel, supposing my parents and I escape.
By escape, you mean what?
By escape, I mean to leave here and show up in Newark.
Susan, you're nuts.
I've already spoken to Father Drobny about it, and he says we can do it.
Father Drobny, the holy Houdini. That man can get himself out of a straitjacket. What does he know?
He knows how to get us out of the country, and he says it's a cinch. Axel, there's no other way.
Susan, why don't you go and get some rest? And if you feel the same way next year...
Why not? Give me one good reason.
Death. That's one good reason. If you think your father's uncomfortable here, think how he's going to feel in front of a firing squad.
My parents are willing. We've already discussed it.
Then your parents should be locked up. And since they are, we have nothing to discuss.
Axel, I'm serious.
A foggy day, London town.
You have no imagination.
I have a great imagination. 10 minutes after you and your parents try to escape, I can see Kojak wearing your father's shirt.
Axel, why can't we escape?
I just gave you a good reason. An escape requires coordination, timing, and good physical condition. Your father gets winded if I ask him to pass the salt.
Axel, for once in your life, take the initiative. Don't let things happen to you. We could do it together. That's what life is, a series of adventures you go through with someone you care about. We could do it, with you leading the way, your firm young jaw against the wind.
Susan, have you been smoking the drapes?
Let's tell my parents the idea.
I thought you said they approved.
Mother does. I was hoping you could tell Dad.
No, Susan, I can't go through with this.
Mom, Dad, come quickly! I have something to tell you!
Susan, let's discuss this.
There's nothing to discuss. It's just a matter of time before another bomb comes through the window. You have no right to deny us a chance to save our lives.
I'm not very good at these things. I like a nice, quiet evening at home.
We can do it. The two of us, together.
Be realistic, Susan. How are we going to escape?
We could dig a tunnel!
Dig a tunnel. Really? With our knowledge of engineering, we'd probably end up in the stove.
We could sneak out the back of a laundry truck. I saw that in an old prison movie once.
We don't send out our laundry anymore. Your mother does it for the whole embassy. No. You'd only have a chance of saying you're at a party, you dressed as guests, you mingled with the crowd, and then you left when everyone else leaves.
Axel, that's brilliant!
What is it?
There's a party for the Sultan of Bashir on Saturday. We dress as guests, mingle, and walk right out.
Susan, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Axel, it's a stroke of genius.
What's so urgent? What does the failure want to tell us?
Go ahead, Axel.
Oh, Susan!
Axel.
That was a pretty nasty bomb that came through the window before, right?
Why did you notice that?
In view of our circumstances, after careful consideration, it seems our situation calls for a little action.
What kind of action?
Supposing you're actually trapped spies, what would you do?
I deny and claim to be a caterer. What do you want from me?
You read the papers. What do families do when they're caught behind the Berlin Wall? And they want freedom desperately. So desperately that their lives depend on it.
What do? They escape. They go over walls, they through tunnels, they forge passports, they go through roadblocks. It's been wonderful chatting with you, McGee. If you get the other hysterical notions, be sure to call me.
Father John, Mr. Hollander.
Escape! What an interesting idea!
Come on, Dad. It's better than being trapped here.
McGee, you're crazy. Do you know that? Years of insanity have made you crazy.
Crouch, will you listen for a minute?
A foggy day in London town.
Mr. Hollander! This is a matter of life or death.
You picked the wrong person to talk to about an escape. I don't escape from places. That's not my field. I enter and I stay.
It's wrong to reject an idea just because it's radical.
That's exactly it. It's radical. And when it comes to things like going over walls or through roadblocks or forging passports, you'll find I'm a terrific conservative. I'm John Birch of the escape world.
Calm down, will you please?
Marion, have you ever seen a man with a hernia running from a tank?
You read it in the papers every day. Couples escape. Husbands escape. Lovers flee tyranny.
What you read is couple shot escaping. Lovers shot escaping. Husband killed fleeing tyranny.
You're a coward!
That's right, Mr. Anthony. If you wanted a hero, you should have married Sergeant York.
Do you want your daughter to grow up here for the rest of her life?
I'd rather she grew up here than grew up as an orphan. I'm funny that way. I can tolerate anyone's orphan but my own.
You want her to meet other eligible men? Don't you?
All right, let me hear it. Let me hear this brilliant plot. I haven't had a good laugh in a long time. Tell me so I can go, ha ha!
The night after tomorrow, there's going to be a party here in this embassy.
Who's catering?
Will you let me finish?
A big party in honor of the Sultan of Bashir. This embassy is going to be filled with dignitaries, men and women from around the world, even from this nation. Now, you two and Susan will just as guests. And you'll wait in your room until midnight. And then, when groups of guests leave, you come downstairs, you put on your coats, and then you're right out with them.
It'll give you a chance to wear your dark blue mohair.
I don't like my dark blue mohair. It itches.
How can mohair itch? It's a soft fabric.
So me, it itches.
Well, you'll have to wear a dark suit because I'm not going to escape if you're not going to dress.
We're not going anyplace.
Once outside, the embassy limousine will be waiting, and then you're off.
Say we actually do that. What then?
The rest is simple. My contacts will see to it that you're on your way home within hours.
Mr. Hollander, please, for the safety of everyone involved, we must not procrastinate. Timing is very important.
I'll see Seth again. Miss him so. By the way, I didn't want to mention this because I knew you'd get upset, but I got a letter from my brother. Our apartment was robbed.
What?
Burglars broke in. They stole the portable TV and all of your shirts.
I'm cursed. I'm a cursed caterer. I'm trapped here, and somewhere there's a burglar running around with my initials on his cuffs.
Dad, let's go.
Mr. Hollander, I beg you. McGee's plan is a good one. You can trust him. I know he seems like a bungler, but he's actually very bright, resourceful. He knows exactly what he's doing and prepared.
All right, we'll straight.
Mr. Hollander, you have nothing to worry about. I am in complete control.
You're a nut! The next few days were fraught with danger and intrigue. I made several phone calls to enlist the help of some of the most brilliant men in the underground. Unfortunately, they were all captured. McGee worked tirelessly around the clock, devising a plan so complicated that only 3 people in the whole world understood it. And McGee was not one of them. Well, on the morning of the day of the escape, they reviewed the plan to make sure it was foolproof.
It's a rotten plan. It won't work. Let's call the whole thing off.
I'm not calling anything off.
All right, let's go over the entire procedure from the top. Now, Mr. Hollander, who are you?
I'm John Randall from Washington, D.C. I work for the Department of the Interior. I'm married and I have 4 children. I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but I went to school in California. I majored in agriculture and I first entered government under Roosevelt. I drive a Chrysler Imperial. Who's going to ask me these questions?
In the event that you're stopped, your answers must be consistent.
Nobody's going to believe I'm Sam Randall.
John Randall!
John, Sam, I got such a headache.
What are you doing in Europe?
What am I doing in Europe? I'm taking a tour of underdeveloped nations to initiate projects with them coping with the problems of soil conservation and erosion.
Very good.
Don't very good me.
And I'm his lovely wife, Carmen. I'm also the future winner of Miss Wisconsin 1938.
They believe that. We win the whole Cold War. Well, look at those Veracruz fans who think I'm smuggling road maps.
Where are you staying in town?
At the Grand Hotel for 1 week, then we're flying to Malaysia.
And what do you do when you leave here?
At about midnight, when some of the other guests are leaving, we casually say, "Excuse me," and leave with the largest group. From there, our chauffeur takes us to the lobby of the Grand Hotel.
Provided you haven't been stopped at the gate, identified, arrested, shot, beaten, and tortured.
At the Grand Hotel, we switch drivers. A man will come up to me and say, "Those are extremely lovely earrings. My wife has a pair just like them." He will be our driver. We go with him.
Correct.
What if some stranger happens to like her earrings? We'll end up following him to Lapland.
What do you do when you get to the railroad?
We get to the railroad station, and a guy comes up to me, presumably not suspicious looking, who says, "The grass is green." Which, for my money, he might as well be wearing a big neon sign that says, "I am a spy."
And what do you do?
Get on a train with him headed to Istanbul. Istanbul. Another first in my life. I need Istanbul like the plague with my dear Turks.
But you don't get to Istanbul.
Halfway there, we jump off the train.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to that. It's been so long since I've jumped off a moving train.
Your contacts will assist you in all these maneuvers.
What are you so worried about?
Oh, we'll see how well you jump. You practically break a leg finding a seat in the movie.
After the train, a man driving a wagon load of hay will get us.
Correct.
We dress as peasants, get up on the wagon, and go with him.
Must be hay. I got the worst hay fever in America. Must be hay.
He will take us to the seashore where we're picked up by a submarine. Oh, isn't it thrilling, Walter?
Submarine? Yesterday it was an airplane.
Had to be changed. Security precautions.
Thanks for telling me. I would have spent all day looking for wings.
Now, here's some local currency.
Oh, don't worry, I got money. You get the next one.
Take it, Walter. You only have traveler's checks.
They're good anywhere.
You're going to stop in the middle of a chase through an alley and start signing traveler's checks?
Who said anything about chasing through alleys? You said this was going to be simple. I can't run. I'm an old man with orthopedic shoes.
I strongly urge you to take this money. Incidentally, have you ever shot a pistol?
Shot a pistol? How often in the catering business is there a gunfight?
It's easy. You pull down the safety catch, and then you squeeze the trigger.
Oh, it's a beauty.
I don't think you should carry a gun.
Why not?
It's dangerous.
They're not dangerous.
But you don't know how to use one.
Oh, don't tell me. I can use a gun.
When did you ever use a gun?
Plenty of times. Don't worry.
When?
I want to carry it.
I don't want you to carry a gun.
Why not? I want to carry a gun. What's wrong? Why can't I carry a gun?
I'm not going to escape if you're carrying a gun!
Maybe this is all there's a point. There's no need for it. I'm being overly cautious.
Why do you have to take the fun out of everything we do?
All right, you can carry it, but keep it unloaded.
You'll always have time to load it, but you won't need it. I have every angle figured.
You can never tell when this little piece of kid can spell the difference.
Oh, this is it.
It'll be a cinch.
You're confident all of a sudden.
Everybody makes a big deal out of nothing.
You think so?
Sure. It'll take 2 hours tops. Won't be any worse an ordeal than your sister's wedding.
You think so?
What are you crying about? She's crying already.
I'm sorry.
Can't you go any place without crying? Every time we make plans, you have to get upset. That's why I don't want to go any place. And that's why I was not keen on escaping. Because I knew you'd make it into a federal case. What's wrong?
I don't know.
How can you not know what you're crying about? Does something hurt you?
I'm afraid.
Aha! Not such a big shot anymore. You're talking good game. Stop crying. Everything's gonna be all right. Come on. This will be as simple as pie. There's nothing to be worried about. What's the worst that can happen? We'd get caught? Big deal. They try us and torture us? What? We bite down on those cyanide capsules. Stop crying. Leave everything to me. Will you please do that? Will you trust me? I know what I'm doing. I'm going to take care of us. Don't worry. Think I'm going to let anybody hurt you? remember when you were first married? That soldier whistled at you at Palisades Amusement Park. I gave him a sock across the mouth.
Yeah, he was a little tiny thing.
You look so beautiful in your puce Aztec shawl.
And you with your dark blue suit with white socks and the saddle shoes.
That was doctor's orders. I had a foot infection.
Walter, will you protect me?
Have I ever let you down? Ever? Did I stand by your side right from the beginning when my mother despised you? Did I hold your hand through 2 pregnancies, 4 false alarms, and 1 very complicated oral prophylaxis? Now, come on. Have a little faith in me. I'll make sure that we come out on top.
Oh, Walter, I've been such a terrible wife.
Not at all. I'm not easy to live with. You'd be amazed, but some women would find me unpleasant.
No.
Sure. Now, come on. You better go upstairs and get some rest, and then you better start getting ready.
I'm wearing my new dress.
You better bring a pair of sneakers.
Oh, Wally.
You haven't called me that since the Harvest Moon Ball. And even then, I said if you did, I'd break your neck.
I'm going.
I'm going to stay here and read my paper. Don't worry, you're dealing with somebody that can handle himself.
Mr. Hollander.
There you are, Your Majesty. Why don't you come inside and join the party? Did you enjoy being the guest of honor?
Ah, Mr. McGee, there is nothing better to afflict wounded pride than bourbon.
Yes, there's plenty of bourbon inside.
There is the American from New Jersey. The mongrel.
He couldn't come, but he sends his apologies and best wishes. I'm delighted you gave me this opportunity to honor you, Your Majesty. You know how my mother feels about you.
There is your mother.
She meant to come, but her plane got delayed. She'll probably come after everyone's gone.
Pick a card.
Not now, Father.
Go ahead, pick one.
I'm not in the mood for magic.
There's a message written on the 2 of spades.
You can tell me the message, Father. No one is going to hear.
The Hollanders are ready.
That's the message?
Yes.
parents.
They're coming. My father's having trouble getting his holster on.
This place is falling into trouble. Kojak is here. If I try to move anyone down, I look suspicious, but the coast is clear. We have to act fast.
Goodbye, Axel. I'll speak to you in a few days.
We have some future plans to discuss.
Walter, you haven't had to kiss me like that in 25 years. I'm trying to appear casual.
I am appearing.
Oh no, Walter, you can tell you're carrying a gun.
Get out of here, you cannot.
Walter, there's a big bulge on your shoulder.
It's the way I'm built.
It's not the way you're built. You don't have a handle.
Leave me alone.
Put it upstairs.
We need it.
We don't need it. It's dangerous. You shot Mr. Kilroy today.
That went off on accident.
Walter, people are staring at your bulge.
How far?
We have not met, have we?
I'm John Randall from Washington, D.C. I work in the Department of the Interior. I'm married and I have 4 children. I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but I first went to school in California. I first at Governor Roosevelt. I drive a Chrysler Imperial. I'm John Randall.
I'm his lovely wife, Carmen.
How do you do? I'm Eunice Kaznar, and this is the Countess Wilma Bordoni.
Charmed. Say hello to Countess, darling.
Hello, darling.
Have you tried this wine? It is extraordinary.
Exquisite.
Yes, rather diffident and ephemeral. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Randall?
The bouquet is subtly demure, and yet the taste is playfully articulate. Esquire magazine.
So, how long have you been here?
Just a few days. 2
2
weeks.
days.
We're staying in
at
a big
the Grand
hotel.
It's
I don't care for it.
beautiful. Well, we really must be going. Come on, Walter.
Walter?
How amusing. My own wife forgets I'm Sam Randall.
Sam.
John Randall.
John Sam Walter. My real name is Randall John Sam, but everyone in Washington kept getting confused with Lyndon Johnson. You know, John Sam Johnson. I kept getting all of his meat bills and phone messages.
How interesting.
Well, come on, we must be going. We're doing, to Afghanistan. Afghanistan, Tunisia. Come on, Marion.
Marion? And I'm his lovely wife, Carmen.
Oh, allow me to... my cigarette lighter.
May I have a light?
Damn, Zippos never work.
No matter. Well, we must be going. It seems the party's almost over, and we'd hate to be the last to leave.
Lucky those Zippos never work.
Come on, Marion.
So, my friends, we meet again.
What did you do? Roll a drunk and steal his invitation?
You're all dressed up. Are you going somewhere?
Kojak! Telephone call for you. It seems urgent. Why don't you go take it in my room? It's nice and quiet up there. But I would hurry up because they're holding.
I will deal with you later.
Where are they?
They've gone. Once they're past the police at the gate, the rest isn't hard.
If we don't hear anything from them in the next 2 minutes, we can assume they made it.
By now, they're going down the front steps. Now, they're going to the car.
Now they're
Slowly, deliberately.
Now they're at the gate. When they're all together, the police have no reason to stop them. I wonder if this is going on in any other embassy.
What is that?
Oh, Axel, it's terrible! What did you do?
It was dark. I couldn't see anything.
How could you attempt an escape?
Mom, the situation called for something bold. If it had worked, we'd all be heroes.
But it failed, as everything you do fails. Picketing, riots, bombs, this never happened in my embassy. And this morning, a devout priest produced a seven of spades from my ear.
Father Jobby was just trying to cheer you up, Mom. Now,
I'll get you for this, Axel. I promise. I'll find a way. I'm finished with you, Miss Hollander. By the way, your father called. He wants you to send him your birth certificate. You 2 worlds worth without a scratch, only to be shot by a cable.
Axel, I'm sorry. It's all our fault.
no, it isn't. But now they doubled the guard outside.
Well, Lee, it was a nice try. Unfortunately, I shot the boss, but those are the breaks.
Guess we're here for good now.
Look, I got you into this, and I promise I'll get you out.
Well, I'm ready, willing, and able to try anything. I feel I've actually been toughened up by a first attempt, now that I've drawn blood. True, it was your mother's.
What is that?
It's the Sultan of Bashir and one of his wives. Are they unconscious?
Serves them right. They drank enough alcohol last night to rub down the Green Bay Packers.
We better call Barney Silverman. He's probably still at Montauk Point with the station wagon waiting for us to surface.
Mrs. Burns? The Sultan and one of his wives had a little too much party last night. You better put them to bed. If you have any trouble moving the Sultan, there's a dolly downstairs. Find some pajamas for me. Pajamas. Pajamas. Pajamas.
McGee, why are you looking at me like that and repeating the word pajama?
I'll bet it would work.
Axel, what are you thinking?
Father Jobby, come down here, quickly!
McGee, if there's something going through that mind of yours besides the usual cattle stampede, believe me, you want to tell us.
Size about right.
Axel, I know what you're thinking, but there's 2 of them and 3 of us.
No one saw them leave last night, so it looked perfectly natural. Except, underneath those royal robes will not be His Majesty, but the Phantom Caterer!
It sounds great! It won't work. But it sounds great!
It's just crazy enough to work.
You two changed quickly.
What about me?
I'll come to you. Mrs. Burns will assist you.
Axel, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Susan, for the first time since this all has started, I feel in complete control. This is gonna work.
You called?
Yes, Father Jobby. Are your contacts ready to go at a moment's notice?
Yes, I'm sure.
Then call them, quickly.
Axel, this is so thrilling. You're actually having an idea.
Susan, every now and then a figure comes along, takes a man by the hand, and enables him to build a mountain.
Oh, Axel, how corny.
Susan, I'm gonna get you out of here right now.
were expecting will be a little late. I'm sure the same precautions are in order.
Have I told you lately that I love you?
No, but if you want, I think we can work something out.
Ready to go?
Yes.
This suit is.
It's silk!
I've told you 1,000 times about my skin. My dermatologist says I have the thighs of a princess.
Everything is ready. Go now, and may God bless you.
Try and be as casual and confident as you can. And if someone tries to talk to you, mutter something about our oil deal.
And the driver will take you to the Grand Hotel. And there our plan will be precisely the same.
But what about Susan?
She's gonna leave here with me in a little while under full diplomatic immunity.
How?
As the wife of a foreign diplomat, you get that privilege.
Wife? You and her?
Why not? We're United States citizens in United States territory. We're over 21 and Father Drobny's a priest. It's perfect.
Axel! Oh, my Susan, I'm fine! This is the happiest day of my life! Your dad were here to see it.
I'm alive. I'm right here.
Sorry, darling, I got carried away.
Oh, what if he doesn't want to marry you?
He does. I do.
You do? I'll twist your nose off.
Look, we have to act fast.
You wire us your silverware pattern while we're on the submarine?
May all the sands of the desert fill you like navel.
See you in Newark in a few days.
Hurry, please.
Oh, come on, Harriet. I better register his name at the unemployment insurance office.
You better give me grandchildren.
Remember, Mr. Hollander, you are not losing a daughter, you are gaining a son.
May all the camels be in your back.
Well, incidentally, the Hollanders made it safely back to Newark. I married Susan and McGee, and Ambassador McGee is still running for governor, but without the Sultan's help. And just to make sure no one causes any more trouble, McGee was sent 5,000 miles away to Bolivia. For the first time in 200 years, the country suffered a plague of locusts. Pick a card, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead. Pick a card.
Who helped us get to this point that we could perform? So,
thank you so much for all your help. You would not have been able to do it without you. You make every rehearsal so much fun. The only reason I enjoy working in the booth is because you bring us food. I know it may be hard to work with us and we get a little out of hand sometimes. You have your moments too. But love goes both ways. We are thankful for all of the lights and sound skills you have taught us. It has been a pleasure working with you for the last few years. We love you, Magia.
Back at the beginning of the school year, the set crew began to create the biggest set this stage has ever seen, and we were all proud of ourselves for this accomplishment. Although the crew has put in hours of hard work and dedication to make the set what it is, we could have never accomplished this without our set design director, Mr. Clark. Mr. Holmes turned a vision into a reality, and there is never the question of if we can do it, it is a matter of how. It has been a pleasure to work with him for the past few years, and I'm looking forward to what the future holds. Thank you for everything that you have done for us, and I hope that we can only improve in later years.
Hi. So my speech is for Mr. Lakes. There's not enough words to describe how important Mr. Lakes is to Drama Club. He put so much hard work and passion to every drama production he's involved in, and this one was no exception. Whether it be helping out with notes for the cast, figuring out the right lighting cues with Mr. Sips and Mr. Maggio, lending a helping hand backstage, or sending some inspirational words to the cast and crew, we can always count on him. With being a part of Drama Club and a member of concert choir, I've had the great pleasure in getting to know Mr. Lakes for the past 4 years. He's so dedicated to his students and to the members of his club, and is always putting our needs above his own. Mr. Lakes makes high school so much more enjoyable. It has taught me how to be more confident in myself, and that any dream I have can come true if I believe in myself. So thank you, Mr. Lakes. On behalf of everyone on stage, thank you for everything you've done for Drama Club and for us.
Show, Mr. Cipriano has made Drama Club a welcoming and fun environment for all of us. For the past 4 years, he has helped us grow not only as actors, but as people because he cares about the well-being of each and every person standing on this stage. This kindness, along with his fun nature and guidance, has led us to becoming more of a drama family than a drama club. This family would be nothing without you, and I am so grateful that I have had the chance to be in 4 shows under your direction. Your first time directing was our freshman play, and from there, the shows have only gotten better as all of us have improved. All of our auditions, callbacks, games played at rehearsals, notes received, and parts performed will stick with us because you helped us along the way. I think I speak for all the seniors when I say that your humor, kindness, wisdom, and all-around demeanor will be sorely missed. Thank you for being a role model for all of us as a respectful, funny, and kind leader, and thank you for all you have done and continue to do for our family. We appreciate you more than you know.
You've truly made these past 4 years of drama the most fun they could possibly be. I know we all appreciate your support, dedication, and enthusiasm, and I don't think any of us could picture drama without you. Thank you for always being there for me. I mean, you kind of have to. My dad's a counselor too. But you helped me through some rough times, and I think everyone on the stage knows you're there for them too. We always call this our drama family, and that is all thanks to you. You cast a bunch of kids in some interesting play we've never heard of each year, and by the end of it, we are bonded together, and we share memories that we can take with us. Thank you for allowing drama to hold some of my favorite moments and memories in high school. We love you, Mr. Sips.
Now we'd like to thank the drama members and actors and crew members that have been a part of this production for 4 years. We'd like to thank our seniors. So if they could say their final senior bow here.